Itto is bringing the whole gang to the TCG, but who are going to be the gang members? Welcome to another deck showcase video, where today, we're making Itto a new gang, because these guys just aren't going to cut it.
At least I'm going down with style.
This deck plays with a very Itto style. It sets up its support and then stands its ground. To do this, we have both the Oceanid and Noelle paired with Itto. Noelle offers access to Georesonance, high defense, and utilizes the same weapon type as Itto. The Oceanid provides consistent end phase pressure and hydro application for triggering Crystallize. This deck typically opens with the Oceanid to get the summons and hydro application out early. Since the starting turn's only goal is to get out at least one summon, the rest of the dice can then go towards ramp or buffing either Itto or Noelle. In most cases, after this starting turn, we swap the Noelle and start setting up for large shields. Noelle's defensive capabilities buy time to set Itto up, or to just fully commit to Noelle's burst damage. Once Noelle goes down though, or gets low, then we can switch over to Itto to finish the job. Optimal starting hands for this will include Lieben, the Ancient General's Helm, a Georesonance card, Wagner, and the Wolf's Gravestone or Paimon. Hands like these include a strong combination of both ramp and aggression, which plays well into the way this deck wants to open. The two copies of the Wolf's Gravestone, the Ancient General's Helm, and the Georesonance card are the keystones of the deck. The Georesonance card is best used with Noelle though, since her skill can trigger its effects without needing crystallized reactions. Itto can trigger the Georesonance card, but he needs to perform a crystallized reaction to do so, since his skill alone won't work. Due to the high cost of Wolf's Gravestone, a copy of Wagner and 2 copies of Master of Weaponry are in the deck. Wagner will help reduce the cost for initially getting the weapon out, while Master of Weaponry can help move it between Noelle and Itto for free. The rest of the deck is fairly standard. Paimon, Lieben, and Chang the Ninth offer card draw and dice ramp, while the Favonia's Cathedral, Lotus Crisps, and Mushroom Pizzas offer healing. The Adeptus' Temptation pairs well with all of the character cards in the deck for killing bursts. Now, with all that being said, let's get into some matches and see how the deck does. Okay, let's see. We are up against a Pyro Resonance deck with a Fatui Pyro agent, so we've got to be worried for quite a bit here. Yoimiya is an interesting choice. You usually see her in one-turn kill decks, so to see her in a deck that looks like it's going to be going for more of instant kill reactions instead of one-turn kill combos is quite interesting. This might be useful because of that, but I don't know if I want to hold on to it just yet. I would rather get some of our pieces in play first. And there's a couple of them right there.
There is no escape.
Okay, they're going to get the burst then very early, is what they're gonna aim for. With the right setup here, Noelle can help deal with that, but we are going to need quite literally some amount of hydro dice. Okay. That should be good for what we need to do. We should be able to hydro, place this onto Noelle, place our helmet onto Noelle, and go from there. Okay. Narukami, nice. So they're going to have some ramp. They're going for Lieben, interesting. Liu Su, interesting. Perhaps they're only on the Fatui agent just to have the defense. assuming that I was going to go for a more aggressive start. Granted, they still have 6 dice, so there's still 2 attacks that they can do if they have the dice for it. That's just 2 normal attacks. They'd be out of a shield, but... Okay, free swap. Are they going to free swap to Yoimiya, probably to get her stuff activated? So they're going to go for the burst. That's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for that burst very early. Noelle and shielding is going to be important here. And that shield was a very good start here. Unfortunately, it also means that we won't get any Hydro off. But we'll manage. Okay, so yeah, they're just aiming for the burst as quickly as possible. Very interesting. I'm going to place this onto Noelle. Drop the Lieben. End turn, see what happens. Now, they may end turn as well, since they have a Lieben. Yep, they're going to go for that too. So we both get Lieben. That's going to be nice. We aren't going to be able to use it just yet because, well, we might if we truly need to. But I'm thinking going defensive here is going to be the better choice. Ooh, and those really are not the roles for it, though, so maybe we do play this a little differently. We can expect that they have gamblers in hand. Well, no, now that Lieben's played in, we may be able to work with this. We can get some things down. Yeah, I think we can still work with this. They are up a die. We could always try to re-roll if we need to as well.
I will protect you.
Okay, so we've got 3 showing. If they try to use her skill, which I doubt it, it looks like they're aiming to just get the burst. That is precisely what they're doing. So they are going to go straight for the burst. Are they going to go for Ayaka then? That is very interesting on their part. Well, we have our shield tricks here. And now they're going to have to contend with 5 shield right off the bat. So even if they do go for Ayaka, it's not going to do as much damage as they would hope. They're going to go for Paimon instead, and then just let that go, I'm guessing. Yeah, Gambler onto Ayaka. Fair enough. They're going to end first. How do we want to play this? I don't want to waste a heal on just one, though we may need that, depending on what they have. Let's see if we roll a Hydro. Or an Omni. Ooh, Geo. Okay, Geo. Interesting choice here. We could go for damage and go into the burst. Or we could try to place one of these down. I'm actually kind of thinking the damage. Going into the damage could be helpful here. They're going to have more dice than us by a lot, so we are going to need to get the damage off. They're probably going to instantly swap as well. We've got more food for protection. We're going to have 7 shields showing, so it's going to be hard for them to instantly break through that. This is tempting for Wolf's Gravestone, but do we want to risk that right now when we already are... I don't think we do. I don't think we risk Wolf's Gravestone right now. I think we still need to soften them up a little more before we do any of that. And I just don't think that's a good idea, but they keep giving me the options for it, so... I guess I'll take the hint and at least use what I'm been given here. So we've got 7, potentially 10 showing if we get this off, if they don't have a quick swap. It's gonna go Elemental Skill, interesting. I think they're just planning to sacrifice the Yoimiya. I think that's literally all they were doing. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna sack the Yoimiya. Cool. Does that mean they have an I haven't lost yet in hand? What if we put this onto Itto? We've got both of these that we can, all 3 of these we can play, and then this, and just stonewall. onto Itto, perhaps. This is going to be a very interesting play, but it may very well also force them to completely and utterly waste turns. Let's see what they do with that. We have 10 shields showing that they need to break through here. Can they essentially do 19 damage? Maybe. They're gonna try going for it. Interesting. I mean, what else were they really going to do, right? Okay. It's quite a bit of damage right there for sure. Okay. Are they going to go for the burst then? They are going to go for the burst. There's 6, so that will end up killing with that. Unless they can just attack again because of the normal attacks. And they can.
I am a disgrace to the
Okay.
knights.
I'm going for Pyro Agent here. Probably just to wait and see. So instead of basically getting one turn killed, we just kind of stonewalled the whole thing and just tanked most of it. This is still quite a threatening situation. Depends on what they have here. Quite a bit of Hydro to work with. I don't think we want anything with this. We can transfer that now. We don't need this anymore. So we've got 2 things that we can tune if needed. They, again, have plenty of dice that they can work with. Do we want to just go for maximum this? Yeah, why not? Let's see what they do.
Form is ever changing.
We've got a lot of Hydro down here. We're going to take quite a bit. Probably lose the Oceanid. I don't think we're going to lose the Oceanid in one attack. Normal attack. Can we force them to waste their dice? That's the question. Let's find out. That's the real question I want to see. Can we make them waste their dice? Maybe. They're going to go for the energy on it. Okay, do they have another gamblers? No. That's fine. So we made them waste that. I'm fine with that. Now, we do have to worry about the Pyro issue happening here, but I'm thinking of what all we've got going on. We may still be fine. We still have some heal. We can re-roll a bunch of things. A lot of this stuff can get converted now, so we'll have all the dice that we possibly could want, or at least the right type. So we may still be able to do something here. He's also going to take 3 unless they can get rid of one of these. Going to go for gamblers. Seems a bit silly when you only got 1 left to kill. There's a 0, but we do have, of course, Cryo on us. That's going to be very helpful here. That's going to give us our shield with Ushi, which is what we're going to start with. We don't want any of this. Again, don't want any of that. Okay, now let's see what old Itto can do.
Attaboy!
So boom, we've got that. So now we're looking at a heck of a lot of shield. We've got 7 points they're gonna have to get through. Parametric Transformer. Okay, so they're going to build up for a lot of dice. They're going to try to just out-dice us.
Leaving so soon?
Interesting. And this will kill.
What you owe must one day be paid.
Is she going to go for a normal attack? Interesting. Are they going to just try to quick swap to Ayaka? But quick swap and then swap back to give her energy, I guess? No, they're just going to end right there. Very interesting, because we are going to do some damage now. So now we have our burst ready. Her ability is not going to be on. And she's going to take a hefty bit of damage here. And we still have, well, those are very late. But hey, tuning. So they need to be able to kill us or stonewall us in 2 attacks. And I don't know if I see that happening. This doesn't seem like a highly defensive team that they're running. It's very much offense, 1 turn kill. And they've got to get through 15 now in 1 turn with no elements. And probably not the best dice rolls. Not to mention, we have this. So I'm thinking we can Ushi into burst for a lot. Let's see, well, Ushi will get the kill.
Let's roll!
Burned too brightly.
Now, her passive is proccing, but that's a heck of a lot to get through. Now, I don't think they're, yeah, they concede. So yeah, again, seeing the power of the combination of defense and offense is insane. The defense forcing the opponent to basically use their entire 1-turn kill combo to kill Noelle. Just to kill Noelle. And to do some damage to the Oceanid. And then Itto being able to come in and scoop up the victory with just sheer power. So again, combining the unkillable with the unstoppable really helps to deal with curtailing teams that will just try to steamroll you in a single turn. Okay, looks like we are up against quite a sustained freeze kind of a deck here. Lots of heals between Diona and the Kokomi. There's going to be some damage coming out from there, but the freeze is going to be an interesting thing. And they can probably stall out quite a bit with the Diona if they run the Ancient General's Helm as well. Speaking of, we've got that in hand, which is good. Since this is going to be quite stally, I don't think I want any of that. So that's going to be quite a bit better. So let's see what we got. They'll probably start... I don't know, maybe the Kokomi. They'd probably think I'm going to starve this and feel safe with Kokomi. But they're going to go with Ayato. Fair enough. Okay, what can we do? We don't have a Paimon in hand, but if we go 2-2, I would like to be able to get out something of our Oceanid. So let's see what we can do. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting out a whole lot of our Oceanid here. I think we'll probably swap to Noelle first. We'll start getting her and shield built up here.
Cascade.
And move from there. This was where we would really appreciate a Lieben, but this is just gonna be what it is, so.
In the image of the wilderness.
Frog is good, it's gonna buy some time. Now we don't have much for quick swap, so they're gonna start getting normal attack damage out pretty quickly here. They could have a surprise die for attacking again, so I don't know if I want to necessarily give them the early attack, because again, that means they could go for freeze on the Noelle. They could probably go for freeze on the Noelle regardless, though, so I'd say we just switch to her. I think one way or another, we know Noelle is going to get freeze. They do have the die, so they're going to go for another normal attack. It's going to do 2. Hydro is going to pop off for us. We'll be able to get some chonky shield, which will help us get through the freeze. Now, they're probably going to burst right off the bat here. Okay. We need one more Geo here, or an Omni. We've got an Omni, so we can do the Noelle combo, and then probably place this.
Steady as stone.
So now we've got a lot of shield to help us get through the inevitable freeze that's likely to come here, because they'll likely burst into Diona freeze if they have the dice for it. Going to go for quite a bit of damage on the burst, I see.
Mind the deluge.
So, shield coming in clutch, a whole lot of nothing happening right there, and that took them a lot of dice. So, we don't have any means of doing a whole lot there. So I think this will be fine. Yeah, and Lieben would be very helpful here, but we just don't have him. Okay. Normal attack. And we'll take 2, but we'll heal it right back up, so let's, yeah, Hordes be at 8. Okay, we can get off some more defense here. And don't have the card that we want here, our resonance card for it, but that's no big deal. We may be able to convert something and get Paimon down. That could be useful here. I think staying defensive is going to be key.
Leave it all to me.
Eventually, they're going to start getting out some of their heals, because this isn't going very far with them right now. Our shield is stalling this out pretty well. Okay. Now, this could be interesting here. So, with less than 6. Now, if he attacks with this, that'll be 4, which will take us to 6. If they have another die in hand, that could be very, very lethal. We would have to sacrifice both of these if we want to get Paimon down. I don't know if I want to do that. Perhaps it's best to just swap to Itto and try to do something here. He'll be in a better spot in the long run. Kind of depends here, because again, we're still in the situation of no Lieben for these dice, so I don't just want to leave the dice. So let's see what they do. Okay, they're gonna go for something, preparing for the freeze then. Heals themselves, okay.
I will protect you.
We can switch back to the Noelle and take a whole lot of nothing. I really would like this down, and I think I'm willing to at least get rid of something here for it, so that's what I'm going to do. If we're lucky, we'll pull a Wolf's Gravestone. Or maybe some Liebens. Heal to 7, we're to 10. Well, we can switch the weapon that we don't have in hand. So that's nice to know whenever that eventually happens. Maybe we do want to keep the Hydro, just in case we want to go to Oceanid. And we certainly have the means for it. Normal attack 1. So they're going to get the burst back out again. Or we can just stop that right here and now. And I think we'll do just that.
As a dutiful maid would.
Such is life.
Now they're going to go for the freeze. Yep. Freeze comes out. So they get one more die in hand. How do we want to play that? Do we want to go for the Itto now at this point? Do we want to try to... If we go here, we risk them being able to just freeze again. So I feel like going here and just normal attacking might be the smarter choice.
Man.
They're going to play Lieben instead. And then I haven't lost yet. Okay. Converting it all for Lieben. So they're going to restock their hand here. Well, no, never mind. They're going to use that there. And start to get heals out. But we'll make them waste a part of their heal with just healing up 1. So that's not too big of a deal for us. So we have 6 on him. I was going to say, if we draw both of those, that will be beautiful. And we just drew both of these. Wow. That is impressive, to say the least. That is going to be quite the thing, is all I'm going to say. And we're going to very much need it for this. How do we want to play this? She will be able to crash through things very, 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 very quickly. However, I don't really want her to take a whole lot of damage here. And that's where I am mildly afraid. However, I do think it's going to be necessary to kill off the Diona.
As you wish.
Probably going to go for the burst. If they have the dice. They might not have the dice for it, and with nothing to convert, they may just wait for Lieben, which will be a perfect opportunity for us. Nope. Normal attack. Gonna do 1. And now the fun begins. Now it's Noelle's time to shine. Oh, good. Let us get everyone nice and weak. Yep, they're gonna do the old Swapperino back and forth. Ooh, that'd been very tempting. I'd only put her at 2. Put the 5 still, and we get the shield, which is nice. So maybe we just do that. Or we just do this again and have it ready for next turn. I find it hard to believe they're going to be able to do 6 damage once this starts up again. So maybe a very good choice there. And we're just going to keep this in hand for funds. Well, we don't need these anymore because we have that, so. Okay. We can work with this. It's at least 3 normal attacks out. Plus that. And they're gonna go for the shield, the heal on her, probably the burst. I don't really think that's going to get her through anything. Yeah, she's still going to die to that. Now, we'll get frozen very likely, but that's not going to be a big deal for us.
I can't keep my eyes open.
Now, they pretty much have to normal attack to freeze. Yeah, they have to get the freeze off. But that's where we can go over here.
Step aside. Itto's back in town.
And this is where we can start doing this. Yeah, and that's victory right there because we have the other die in hand. And they see what happens and concede. So yeah, there you go. Pretty good. The once you get down the Wolf's Gravestone, things can really start breaking through even a team that has a lot of stall here. The combination of Noelle's defense with then offense. Now this was mostly Noelle here doing a lot of the work to start softening them up, but even without having the double Wolf's Gravestone, if I had just used Master of Weaponry and moved hers over, would have still had the same exact effect, where we would have been able to just beat down the Kokomi again. Okay, an Itto Superconduct deck. That is going to be a very interesting one. We get to go first, so let's see what we've got here. Wagner is a good start. This can be helpful, that can be helpful. We'll definitely be going to Noelle second. The Superconduct is what is concerning here, because it seems like they're going to try to use a lot of this to soften up, and then Itto coming in probably with a Wolf Gravestone of their own. So I don't know if I want this at this point. Even the Paimon's a bit risky here. I'd really like Lieben. Thank you, Lieben.
Contamination
Yep.
must be washed away.
Official coming out first, so they're definitely going to start going for the Superconduct, unless they want to go for, unless they plan to go for, Ushi early. Okay, well, that's definitely going to go for, Lieben.
In the image
Yeah,
of
so we
the
have
wilderness.
Wagner into Lieben. And they have the Wolf's Gravestone, so yeah, they may go straight into Ushi very early here. They aren't going to have any surprise dice, which is nice for us. We do have that advantage that they don't. Now, our hope here is that we can roll into our Wolf's Gravestone and maybe Catherine to quick swap, because that would be very good for this. We do get the Wolf's Gravestone, so let's see if we can pull the Catherine. There's not a lot of quick swap in this deck, just due to how much we want to stand our ground, but it is good to have when we do have it. No Catherine, but that will be useful. We can theoretically put down a Paimon too. How do we want to do it? I don't think we want to reveal who we're putting this on just yet. This is going to be good for getting us those extra cards.
I will protect you.
Let's swap to the Noelle. We're going to start getting the defense up. We're going to start getting a lot of Superconduct going on. Are they going to go for the...
Lord
Okay.
of Ice and Frost.
Just the elemental skill. I was about to say, are they going to try to go for the Pierce? Because that would actually be very beneficial for us. I am now going to reveal that we have this. And also then... No.
Leave it all to me.
Now we're going to have quite a lot of shield that they're going to have to get through. Their superconduct isn't going to do a whole lot of damage to us. It's going to do there for the damage. Interesting. And they've got the Catherine for quick swap. But could we theoretically, maybe not. I think we get as much shield down as we can. We are going to start seeing this come out, and it's going to be one heck of a battle. But we are going to have more defense than he is. And our burst is going to come out a little quicker, too. We also have more dice right now, which is going to be a major advantage. Wow, is that a very tempting Oceanid line? I don't know if I want to go for that, though. That's very tempting, but we could easily end up losing the Oceanid and just building him alt here. I don't think I want to give him the burst, so... that didn't really work out much better. However, again, we've got 6 points here, even if they quick swap into things. Which are going to go for the crystallize here. That's fine. What do we want to do? We probably just want to start slamming. Fast action to her, so they're going to go for the superconduct again.
No rest for the wicked.
Okay, they give us this. That's nice. We've got the ability to swap that. We've got double there. We could start to burst things down, and I like that idea, so I think I'm going to do just that.
As a dutiful maid would.
They have to realize that if we attack again, we're going to kill. So I think, really, unless they want to lose... Okay, they're going to do that. We'll still kill the Fischl. They don't realize that we can still attack twice. So we will destroy Fischl here. Because we have one more in hand.
One shall descend.
And the Ganyu...
Once again.
Probably going to go for the Ganyu burst, but the heal will also go off on him. So they've got a lot of cards to work with here. Okay, we've got our next Wolf's Gravestone. Again, we have Master of Weaponry if we need to just whoop real quick, but... And sometimes it is better to use the Master of Weaponry over the second Wolf's Gravestone, even when it's free, just to not reveal that you have it. It can make the opponent think, oh, well, I killed off this one who had the Wolf's Gravestone. He doesn't have another. And then it turns out you actually have a second. Okay. That would be quite the crystallize. We don't have a whole lot going on there for it, though. Do they swap to the Itto? We're going to be able to get our burst out again and just stand here. Or are they going to go for normal attack? Okay. They might have an I haven't lost yet in hand, and if so, that's cool. Or if they have two, that could be interesting. And Gamblers, I'm curious to see how they plan on letting that go. We do 4, we'll only have 1 left, but we will also be in attacking position. Yeah, I think we're good to do this. I think I know what they're aiming for here. Let's think. That does They're aiming for the Oceanid to die with his superconduct, but that's only going to do 2. The Oceanid will still live. So, yeah, I think we're good.
As a good knight should.
And we can just keep going. We can save this for the next round. There's no point to using it right now. Yeah, because that's going to be 1. Yeah, we'll take 1 damage, but we'll be able to tank through it right now. Oh, that would have been nice last round. Or knowing that it was going to show up last round. Okay, that is a lot that we want to see, so that's good. Now, we don't have a massive dice advantage like before. We could get one, but I don't think at this point that's going to be necessary. I think the shield's going to be necessary more than anything. Just focusing on that. Because whoever has the most shield is going to win this battle of attrition. This is scary over here. We have taken quite a bit. Okay, gets 1 point of shield. We will get our things up. Now, he's in a position of potential lethal here. If he doesn't have probably a...
Attaboy!
Yeah, it looks like it's just over now. We can just attack again with more than enough to do 4. Yeah, if he needed a Lotus Crisp of his own.
At least I'm going down with style.
So yeah, just honestly just stonewalling. Itto didn't even need to come out, which shows really how to counter superconduct decks and AoE decks with a shield deck. Get to your shielder as soon as possible, and then just stand there. Before we end off here, let's talk about the competitiveness of this deck. This deck lands at a high A rank. While it doesn't utilize high damage reactions or wide-hitting AoE combos, its defensive capabilities and brute force damage carries it to victory. The biggest drawback to the deck is simply not drawing the needed cards early on. Wolf's Gravestone, while not required, allows this deck to outpace even the hardest hitting decks that the opponent can bring. But this means that the deck depends on landing a 1 in 15 chance of drawing the card. All in all though, for people who are fans of my earlier Noelle deck, this deck plays similarly enough to enjoy, while still being distinctively different with earlier aggression and a distinctively Itto style.